Summary and analysis of The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. About the author. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry was a French writer, poet, and pioneering aviator, born on June 29, 1900, in Lyon, France. His passion for aviation began at a young age, and he became one of the early commercial pilots, flying for Aéropostale. His experiences as a pilot deeply influenced his writing, infusing his stories with a unique blend of adventure, philosophical reflection, and a deep appreciation for human connections. The Little Prince, Le Petit Prince, published in 1943, is his most famous work, cherished worldwide for its profound insights and enchanting narrative. About the book. The Little Prince is a novella that transcends age and cultural boundaries. Written and illustrated by Saint-Exupéry himself, the book tells the story of a young prince from a small asteroid who travels to various planets, including Earth, meeting a variety of peculiar characters along the way. Through these encounters, the novella explores themes of love, loss, friendship, and the often absurd nature of adult behavior. Summary of the story. The narrative begins with the narrator, a pilot, recounting his childhood frustration with adults who could not understand his drawings of a boa constrictor swallowing an elephant. They only saw a hat, illustrating their lack of imagination. This sets the tone for the recurring theme of the limited perspective of adults. Years later, the narrator becomes a pilot and, after a crash landing in the Sahara Desert, he meets the little prince. The prince asks him to draw a sheep, and through their interactions, the prince gradually reveals his story. The Prince's Asteroid, B612. The Little Prince's home is a tiny asteroid with 3 volcanoes, one of which is extinct, and a single rose. The rose, despite being vain and demanding, captivates the prince's heart. Her contradictory nature, proud yet vulnerable, leads the prince to leave his asteroid to explore the universe, seeking to understand more about love and relationships. The journey to other planets. The Little Prince visits 6 other asteroids, each inhabited by a single adult who typifies a particular adult folly. The king, this planet's sole resident, is a king who believes he rules over everything and everyone, even though he has no subjects. He represents the absurdity of absolute power and the human desire for control. The vain man, obsessed with admiration, the vain man lives for applause and praise, illustrating the emptiness of vanity and the superficial nature of seeking approval from others. The drunkard, the prince encounters a drunkard who drinks to forget his shame of drinking, highlighting the cycle of self-destructive behavior and the inability to face one's problems. The businessman, this character spends his days counting stars, believing he owns them. He symbolizes materialism and the hollow pursuit of wealth, ignoring the true value of life. The lamplighter, a lamplighter who follows orders to light and extinguish a lamp every minute, regardless of the absurdity of his actions. He represents blind obedience and the loss of personal agency. The geographer, an academic who never explores, only records information from others. He embodies theoretical knowledge without real-world experience, showing the limitations of purely intellectual pursuits. Arrival on Earth. The Little Prince arrives on Earth and initially feels lonely. He meets various creatures, including a snake who speaks in riddles and claims to have the power to send him back to his asteroid. His most significant encounter is with a fox, who teaches him about taming and forming bonds. The fox's lesson. The fox reveals that to tame means to establish ties, making someone special through a relationship. This process transforms ordinary experiences into unique, meaningful moments. The Fox's Secret, one sees clearly only with the heart. Anything essential is invisible to the eyes, encapsulates the novella's central theme. True understanding and connection transcend superficial appearances. The Rose Garden. The little prince also discovers a rose garden, initially disheartening him because his rose seemed unique. However, he realizes that his rose is unique because of the time and love he has invested in her, reaffirming the fox's lesson on relationships and the nature of love. The Little Prince's Return. As the little prince shares his story with the narrator, the pilot works to repair his plane. The prince decides to return to his asteroid, believing he needs to care for his rose. He allows a snake to bite him, believing it will help him return home. The narrator is left saddened but enriched by the prince's wisdom. Reflections of the narrator. The narrator fixes his plane and returns home, but he remains haunted by the memory of the little prince. He urges readers to look at the stars and remember the prince, symbolizing hope and the enduring impact of meaningful connections. Lessons from The Little Prince. The essence of relationships. The story emphasizes that true relationships are built on love, understanding, and mutual care. The bond between the prince and his rose exemplifies this idea. Seeing with the heart. The central theme is that the most important aspects of life are invisible and can only be understood through the heart, not the eyes. Critique of adulthood. The novella contrasts the innocence and wisdom of children with the often misguided priorities of adults, criticizing the latter's obsession with power, vanity, materialism, and blind obedience. Value of personal experience. Through the characters he meets, the prince learns that real understanding and knowledge come from personal experience and emotional connections, not just theoretical knowledge. The importance of exploration and curiosity. The prince's journey underscores the significance of exploring new ideas, meeting new people, and being open to different perspectives. Responsibility and love. The story teaches that with love comes responsibility, as seen in the prince's dedication to his rose and the fox's lesson about taming. Conclusion. The Little Prince is a philosophical tale that offers profound insights into human nature and the essence of life. Through simple yet powerful storytelling, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry invites readers to reflect on the true meaning of love, relationships, and the importance of viewing the world with a child's heart. The novella's enduring popularity and universal themes make it a cherished classic, resonating with readers across generations and cultures.